I don't want to harp on this, and I know you're too nice of a guy, but there are so many companies that are ripping off your stuff, and you're not making any money on that. Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters in the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and welcome back to another one of our Q&A videos. As you can see, we have a special guest today for this episode of our Q&A, and that's Mr. Blane Chocklett. Blaine, thanks as always for being here.
Always a pleasure, man.
Yep. Well, let's jump right in with our Q&A. Whoa.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, I was just clicking in. You'll learn.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll learn. Mark Johnson from Albany, Georgia. Mark writes in to us, hey Blaine, big fan of what you do. I learned about you originally from Brian. Whoa. And have been a huge fan ever since. So what has the experience been like going out on your own? And for those that might not realize, Blaine has worked for a variety of fly companies over the years, some with good results, some with bad results, and so much so that you decided to make the leap and start your own company called the Chocklett Factory. So anyway, Mark is asking, how has the experience been, or what has the experience been like going out on your own?
Well, that's a good question. It's been educational.
Yeah.
It has been extremely rewarding. And I say that by meaning that I finally get to control everything I do, right? To a certain point, yes. Right? My wife and I do pretty much most of it. We have a team now at the Chocklett Factory. It's family oriented. It's people I trust. I'm not having companies dictate what's happening. So if I want something to happen, it happens. Yeah. And if I see an issue with something, it gets fixed. So my biggest thing was always wanting to have customers that buy the flies from me to have the same flies that the customers that are fishing on my boat see. I want them to finally get what a true game changer is. And you only get that really through the Chocklett Factory. And that's why we have the motto, are you fishing real chocolate?
Yeah, we even saw it today. We were hanging out on the store floor, and there was a guy standing in front of the Chocklett Factory display. And he said, man, you know, those micro changers are not on your website yet. And so we said, well, we just got them. And the guy said, well, he said, I'm sorry, I did something bad. I bought some from another company, a competitor. And we looked at him and said, well, that's not real chocolate. And he said, I know. He said the things didn't swim right. And then he said they fell apart. The eyes fell off. And then the hairs started coming out. You know, it's just proof that if you want the real Blane Chocklett designs, you look for the Chocklett Factory.
Yep. We have a whole logo on that. So that's the thing. I mean, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to start my own company, and I could control the quality control of it. I literally go through all the flies when they come through and make sure they're up to my standards, and I'm not going to settle for anything less. And I know what to look for. Yeah. And every fly that you guys get from me is I put my hands on.
I know because you and I talk once a week, twice a week. I'm also in touch with Jason Helterbridle, who has also been a huge help to the Chocklett Factory. I've seen you go through growing pains. I've seen you go through a lot of changes. But I'm also now, after 2 years into this, I'm also seeing you go through some growth. This weekend, you're here in Ohio because you're moving the Chocklett Factory warehouse to Ohio.
Yep.
We're greatly expanding, and the production is becoming ramped up and finally catching up. So just like with any other business, you have growing pains, but it's great to see you grow. It's great to see you have control. And it's great to see that finally a real chocolate factory, and I don't want to harp on this, and I know you're too nice of a guy, but there are so many companies that are ripping off your stuff, and you're not making any money on that.
Nope.
And I know we won't dwell on that too much, and we won't get on the soapbox, but if it doesn't say Chocolate Factory, friends, it's not real chocolate. It's not designed, approved, an official Blane Chocklett design, and he's not making any money. And that's just not fair. So look for Chocolate Factory, and there's some big names out there that are selling imitation flies. You'd be surprised. Moving on, enough of that. Sorry for the rant, friends, but something we are all very passionate about around here is protecting intellectual property of fly tires and fly fishers in general. And you're going to hear us talk a lot more about that moving forward. So anyways, next question comes to us from Chad Allen from Gulfport, Mississippi. And Chad says, hey, Brian, do you tie any game changers, and have you gleaned any insights from Blane on how to tie them? What's it like hanging out with the OG? What does OG stand for?
Not sure.
Original gangster. Is that right? Original gangster.
Gangster.
You're a gangster.
I'm a gangster, all right.
Huge fan of you both. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with next. Well, first of all, no, I have not learned anything from Blane. I just heard the name Game Changer, and I went and came up with my own version, I didn't pay any attention to anything he taught me. I don't listen to him most of the time, to be honest with you. So there. I have learned so much from this man. It's unbelievable. He has taught me so much. And yes, here we go. I tie game changers. I definitely tie some game changers. This is just what I whipped up last night.
Nice. You were up for a little while.
Yeah, no, this is probably about a month's worth of work right there. I'm not nearly as good as you. I'm not nearly as good as a lot of other people, but I tie a lot of game changers. I tie a lot of pike and muskie versions, and then I tie quite a few redfish versions. And you know what I like? I like playing around with the different colors, and you throwing in the different accents. Linda that works here, she really likes the polka dot tails. That's what she said. The polka dot tails that you put on there, and I've got the polka dot peck fins.
Yep.
So yes, I tie game changers, and I learned virtually everything that I know about tying a game changer with Blane. What's it like hanging out with the original gangster? Well, I feel like a mini gangster. Blane and I have shared many a boat over the years. We've shared many a beer over the years. We've shared a lot of stuff over the years, and it's just a real pleasure to call him friend, to call him a business associate, because Mad River Outfitters is, of course, a flagship dealer for the Chocklett Factory. And we have a lot of mutual respect. We have a lot of mutual friends. We're always seem to find ourselves in the same places, doing similar things. And it's a friendship that's been around for a long time, and I think we both cherish that friendship. And I'm sure there's things that Blane's learned from me also. And, and that's all a part of it. We're always learning. We're always sharing. But as far as tying game changers, absolutely. I mean, I'll pick up the phone at midnight and text him and say, hey, what do I want to use for the filler on this, or the prop on this particular fly? And he always gets right back to me. So I wouldn't be able to tie these without that guy right there. So there you go, Chad. I've learned a lot from Blane. I will continue to learn a lot from Blane, as we all have, and we all appreciate it. So thank you, buddy.
I appreciate you.
Yep. So there you have it, friends. Q&A episode. We might have one more in us. We've got a couple other questions that were submitted. We kind of let it leak that you were coming, and some people chimed in with their questions. So thanks as always for being here. Thanks to Blane Chocklett for being in the studio and being here with us today. And stay tuned. We've got a ton more coming your way. Hit the like button, subscribe, sign up for our newsletter, and go check out BlaneChocklettFishing.com as well. And thanks as always, friends. We appreciate you. Neither one of us would be here if it were not for you. So stay tuned. We've got a lot more coming at you.